Let's see. Nomatic. Nomatic is a company where our goal is to create the most functional products ever to inspire confidence for people that are living life on the move.
So this company, you know, it's our baby. We started it 3 years ago in Jacob's basement, and it was more just for fun at the time, but now it's become like our lives. This is who we are.
So I actually graduated from BYU, got my master's in accounting, ended up being a CPA for a year. Quickly realized that doing accounting every day wasn't for me. Jumped out of that. Then John and I one night went to a jazz game, and we were like just talking about we want to do more with our career. We also want some extra cash. Not sure what we could do. So we kind of left that night saying, let's do something more, something different. And John had learned about Kickstarter. And so we started diving into that head first, researching Kickstarter like crazy, and decided we were going to have a go at trying to launch a wallet on Kickstarter.
The idea behind the wallet is we wanted to get easy access to your 4 most used cards. We put this pull tab through the wallet so that when you pull on the tab, it actually ejects the cards out and you get access to your 4 most used cards. Basically had one of his wife's like hair elastics for running, and we just took the elastic, I made a piece of paper that was about this length, and I just like wrapped it through the cards, and when we pulled it, it was like, holy cow, this does what we want it to. And then Jacob jumped on the sewing machine, and he's like, I want to see if I can make this. So he started stitching in his basement, and the first day he sent me a little video of him playing with this prototype, and you can see it's like poorly stitched, right? Like it's gotten a lot better.
Well, at the time, my eight-year-old sister-in-law taught me how to sew on her sewing machine, and she looked at me and she's like, you really have no idea what you're doing. So it was pretty bad when we started.
I mean, we had like this prototype, and it worked, and it did exactly what we wanted, and we just kept refining until we finally got down to like the centimeter of like, this is exactly the size of everything, how it needs to work, and it function perfectly now.
Developed the product, launched it on Kickstarter in October of 2014. We were planning on just making it in our basement. We were like, and we'll probably sell maybe 100, 200 wallets. As the campaign went on, we ended up with 6,000 pre-orders. And we're like, I can't sell 6,000 wallets in my basement. So we ended up, I have actually had about 10 years experience working overseas with people in China and Asia. And so we quickly jumped on Skype calls with people over there and figured out how to get it manufactured. So we launched in October. Then about 5 months later, we had it delivered in people's hands like January of the next year.
We just decided, well, let's launch another one. We want to do a project that really helps people become the best version of themselves, and so we created this planner. And the planner is focused on helping you achieve goals and improve your life through these weekly activities. We partnered with Kirk Wilkinson. He's the author of The Happiness Factor, and we created these unique weekly activities to help people progress and basically be more grateful in their lives. There's a direct correlation between gratitude and productivity. And just knowing that people are grateful, it helps them, to do more. So created this planner. It did really well on Kickstarter. We ended up doubling our funding of our first wallet campaign, and that was a big thing for us because it really helped grow our customer base quickly. So our first campaign, our goal was $10,000, and we hit that in about the first week. And then for the second half of our campaign, it really just exploded. We did about $150,000 in funding in about 15 days. And that was super fun. It was our first time. Everything looked like really old school. We designed most of this in like PowerPoint. Kind of fun to just look back at that campaign and see how far we've come. So we did launch the Basics Notebook next. And like I said, we almost doubled the funding there. And this was a 60-day campaign. And a lot of fun. We had 9,100 backers, which is pretty monumental. We grew our customer base a lot, and it was a really good learning experience. And then we jumped into the big kahuna here, 1.7 million with that travel bag. It was by far our most successful campaign because we went on Indiegogo after and we were able to raise another 1.5 million. So in total, over $3 million in pre-sales. We started out just basically designing a bag that we thought would be the best type of travel bag that we could possibly think of. And we met with a local designer who helped us come up with the initial concept. And then from there we took that design and we said, let's make it better. We added a couple features to it, added some pockets, added a couple things, and then At this point, we still hadn't really even tested our own bag yet. We were just it was just concepts. And we sent the design off. Jacob was working with probably 8 different factories in China, and we narrowed it down to 4 that we said these are the best ones. And we flew out there, spent 11 days in China, visited these 4 factories, and every one it was just like, oh, this isn't right.
It's close, but
It's
not
close.
quite there.
Yeah, it's not quite good enough. And we got that bag and we started playing with it, and it's like the materials are cool, but just there was a couple pieces that were off.
Yeah.
And so we ended up having a prototype that was good enough, and we said let's just move forward with this, and we'll find a better way to make this bag even better. So we created the video, we created the campaign, and we launched that. And halfway through our campaign, we got connected with the factory in Vietnam. We sent them our best prototype, and they sent back a bag that was literally 10 times better than the bag we sent them, and the price was the same. We're like, all right, we're in. Originally, we were like, let's do stuff you carry with you every day, a notebook, a wallet, a watch. Let's do those types of things. And we did our bag, and it was like, no, we want to focus on bags and be a brand that's built around travel and people who are on the move.
The concept behind Life on the Move is it's just the idea that it's a life fueled by passion and a desire to go and be more, and to not settle for just an everyday life. You don't want to just sit there and punch in your time card at the office and then go home and sit on the couch and watch TV. It's people who go to work doing something they love to do, and they're driven by that passion. And then they're excited to go home and hit the mountains and go mountain biking, or spend time with their kids, or go out with friends and go see a show, go do something that's exciting and something that's full of passion. It's a life on the move is essentially a life well lived.
This is the Nomatic travel bag. All of our bags are made with really strong tarpaulin waterproof material, so they're completely water resistant. And the zippers are all water resistant as well. So you could take this in a heavy storm and not have to worry about your gear getting soaked. Each of our bags have a really unique strap design. So this one particularly, you can switch between a duffel bag and backpack just like that, and the straps just cinch away. So we tried to pack a ton of features. It holds your laptop, it holds cords, it has like an RFID safe pocket and pockets for everything in this bag. So we really tried to think through the extended travel experience and make it fit everyone's needs.
So after making this bag, our customers fell in love with it, and the reviews we got were awesome. So we realized that the materials we used, the thought process behind it was really good. But the other comment we kept getting was what about a bag for everyday use or for shorter trips? And so we decided to create, an everyday backpack. Same idea, same design language, same materials. Also designed to look really sleek, so you could go from going into a boardroom to going to the beach and feel confident using this in either place. As John and I were sitting in our last office, we were just what are we really doing here? We had our travel bag, and what is our statement? What is our one thing that really sets us apart? And we had a whiteboard on the wall, and there was probably 27 or 30 different features, which if you look at a typical backpack, there's maybe 4 or 5 different pockets, and there's maybe 5 or 6 features that are good. And we looked at this whiteboard, and we're like, oh my gosh, there's 30 features on this thing. This really is the most functional travel bag ever. And that sort of became our mantra, that's what we're going to create. That's who we are. We create the most functional gear ever. And then when we put it up on Kickstarter and people really bought into that, it just became a thing for us, I think. Yeah. Over time, we just realized this is who we are, and this is what people really want. They want products that organize their lives and really just gives them confidence as they're going from meeting to meeting or from your home to the office. Just every inch so well thought out that you're just excited to pack that bag because it's just done perfectly.
So we really would like to grow our team just to a point where we have some really solid, influential people on our team that know that they're the best at what they do, and we work with those people to basically grow Nomatic into something great. We want it to become a nationally known brand that people can, they'll see a bag or they'll see our logo and say, I've heard of Nomatic, I know what they stand for. And they've heard of the move, they've heard of this idea of helping people to go out and do more and be more. And that's kind of my vision and hope of the company, is that one day people will see our brand and they'll recognize it for what it is. It's for helping people to become the best version of themselves.